What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Fire Force Season 3, this time with Episode 6. Probably my favourite episode of the season so far last week, with us seeing quite a lot of this dragon character taking on Arthur, which was a really cool fight last week. Almost a perfect kind of perfect adversaries for each other in a way. But finally going to see Burns in action after however many weeks of just aura farming. So looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think about this one though down in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. And we've got OB, of course, still flexing. Keeping that bug out. Or bugs. That was creepy. What are your eyes doing up there, bro? So yeah, again, finally, we're gonna be seeing them in action. Kind of makes me wonder. I don't think Arthur's like the strongest character in this series or anything, but kind of makes me wonder just what level that dragon guy is if he dealt with Arthur like that. I do think he obviously had to go all out, considering he covered his whole body in the scales. Seemed like he had to go all out anyway, not really even sure, but yeah, I'm kind of wondering what level that dragon guy's on if he took Arthur out like that. Like, no effect whatsoever on him, really. I think in the opening we see a shot of Shinra and Joker taking on the dragon guy, so I'm not really sure what that's about. It might just be conveniently placed to look like that. Beyond Prayer's End. Cabbage. He kind of looks like He-Banner. A little bit. This is Burns. Adam. Sorry, it's a little bit taken aback by the voice of Joker there. Chimp. Yeah. Ironic. Bro is going through it right now. It's a midlife crisis. Is that what you got out of that? Kind of sounded like the whole. You kind of made a better point, like he said, for the prayers to not go anywhere and for the prayers to actually be the objective rather than the thing beyond the prayer. And then he decides that the thing beyond the prayer is actually what's important. It's an interesting outcome to that. It's not what I would have. That's not what. Yeah, obviously we're different people, but not the outcome I would have got from 99% of what he just said. Understandable still though. I haven't seen what he's supposedly seen, this craziness, so yeah. Just eat that. Well, honestly, this doesn't like Burns doesn't seem all that powerful right here. Like, apart from that shot, his attacks weren't actually seeming to do too much. Like, Joker's not even got involved yet. Oh, I can't lie. That section there looked a bit choppy. But yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just like it's lacking a bit of impact for me. I'm not sure about you. Like some scenes, like with the corner that Shinra is using there, I think in general the first and the second season both looked really good. This season's looked good so far. I do think last episode, I do think this season especially hasn't looked quite as good as the last few, which is interesting considering it's There was not too much time between the first and the second season, and there's been so much time between the second and the third. So maybe it's me being a little bit whiny, but I would have actually expected the action to look a little bit better this season. Like I said, last episode wasn't massively impressive. It looked good, but it didn't look extraordinary. And the same here, just like it feels like the impacts are just like not as hard hitting as they should be. Like this scene here, especially, it's just like a bit dodgy to me. Like that there was like it was missing some frames. It felt like, maybe that's just where I'm watching it, but it felt like it was missing a few frames. Like it skipped through some. And then this here, just like the sound effects as well. It sounds like he's hitting iron. It sounds like someone's hammering iron, but it stands out because it doesn't feel that way to me. Again, maybe I'm complaining over nothing here, but it just doesn't look like there's much going on. Especially because the sound effects sound so hard hitting. Again, maybe that's just me, but yeah, I would say again the fight scenes, we haven't had too many in the first 3 episodes, but what we have had has been a little disappointing, to be honest with you guys. Like, look at this shot. Like, I know that's just a still, but yeah, like that. We just saw him like kick, and he was like kicking towards the camera, but it didn't like reach the camera, so he just kicked nothing. So what the hell was that about? And they played that same sound effect I was talking about when it looks like he kicked nothing. I don't know. Like, the sound effects are doing a lot of heavy lifting right now, almost to a point where they stand out in the wrong way. Oh, right in the dick. Oh, he got him back. 30 tactics. No, it just doesn't feel quite as epic as I think it should. Let me know what you guys think about that. I've seen a few people say they haven't enjoyed the animation quite as much as previous seasons, and I do agree. But yeah, it's not terrible or anything. It just, yeah. Maybe it's because we've been quite spoiled in recent years. Man, I will say this show really likes the game stuff, doesn't it? I know, like, I didn't really notice that with my original watches, but like, both of the previous endings are pretty much just like side-scrolling games. The author really likes that with this series, and I like that as well. I like my side scrollers and platformers. Like the sound effects there were proper nostalgic. Hmm. Oh shit. Death's Wait. So that's the training that we had. That kind of takes off his life force, I think. That we saw at the end of last season. Look a bit shriveled up there, bro. Fuck. Stage V5. Fuck is that? Okay. Jesus. Well, that actually looked pretty good. The all the colours and everything. Better than the fight beforehand, for sure. just a little. Okay. Like I said, unfortunately, it just like that end sequence was actually pretty good in terms of showing us a bit more from Burns, but just like before that, it didn't feel like he put up too much of a fight. To be honest with you, like I would have expected a bit more. What the hell? What's this guy? Oh shit! Is that his doppelganger? Oh shit! Oh shit! Holy shit! What the fuck was that? Oh fucking hell! That's just absolutely decimated. What was that, by the way? What was that little blip? So I feel like they weren't. Yeah. What the hell was that? Joe, that would have been really impressive if she did block it, but what the hell? I forget that girl's name, to be honest with you, because she's never been massively important. But what the hell did she do there? Sasuga Maki-san, hey? Yeah, right. What the fuck did you just do? Did it? I went well about that for these guys. They lost Burns and two of their destroyers for nothing. They didn't even turn Obi into an inferno. An infernal. Oh shit, Belimaru is here. Oh shit. Oh look at that. Not bad entrance. Not bad entrance. Okay. Yeah. Again, I forget the blonde girl's name. I really forget her name. Apologies. But what the hell was that about? Uh, okay. So yeah, I feel that overall this episode was good. Like I said, I feel like the first half of the fight with Burns really wasn't as impactful as I'd hope it'd be. The second half was good. I liked it. There was a lot of color and there was a lot of brightness to it, which is like not the positive things about it, but it was more solid in what it was actually like going for here, I think. Whereas again in the first half, it just felt like a lot of it. Burns felt a bit. I'm not sure what I did expect, but I just expected Burns to be a bit more intimidating and to be a bit more kind of menacing, I guess. He didn't actually just seem like, I know he was just like taking the shots, he wasn't like trying to avoid them or anything, which is you'd expect to be even more menacing, but it just didn't feel like there was too much weight to him throughout the first half of this fight, to be honest with you. I feel like part of that is down to again the strange decisions, like the scene I pointed out with Shinra kicking the camera, and it didn't even like go into the camera, it like stopped just before, and he didn't, and like Burns wasn't in the shot, so he just like essentially to us we're just watching him kick nothing. There was a few like moments like that where it felt like Shinra was just kind of like kicking nothing. Not in the and that might sound like Shinra's kicking Burns, that's not having an effect. That's not what I mean. I don't mean that it's not having an effect on Burns. I mean that it doesn't even feel like he's impacting and the shots are being stopped. They're just like almost like a glitch in a game where your character would like glitch through a rock. It kind of felt a little bit like that for parts of this fight, and maybe unintentionally that actually fits quite well with what I said earlier about the whole like gaming references and such in the show that I really like, but I thought this was definitely unintentional. So yeah, the first half was not so great, but I really liked the second half of this episode. I thought the second half of this episode was really good. So really nice shots here, especially towards the end of this fight, I do think. But still, I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed, considering again I've had quite a lot of hype for Burns as a character. We've seen him; he's been prevalent throughout, and there's been almost like a bit of a, not quite as much, but a bit of a like All Might type of figure, if you know what I'm saying. Just someone like you that you expect to be like right at the top, one of the most powerful people in this, and just like an absolute menace. And he just unfortunately didn't feel that way for most of it, for me anyway. Shinra was pretty awesome throughout the fight though. I liked seeing that. Shame we didn't get to see much Joker as well, because you guys know he's one of my favourite characters, but hopefully we'll see him as the season does go on. I do think that will be the case, and we see Benny Mara at the end of the episode as well, who's another one of my favourite characters, so I can't wait to see him in action as well. Again, a few questions about the end of the episode. Like, what was this? I think this dragon guy is going to be an absolute menace as well. I'm looking forward to seeing more of his fights. Obviously last week was a big showing of that, but even just like this little segment today where it just shows that just as easy as that you can just absolutely destroy these guys. But yeah, that I haven't got quite the reaction speed to pause it. There we go. What was this about? I'm not awfully religious or anything, but I almost feel like it's one of those cases where she hasn't got any abilities or anything, I don't believe. But I almost feel like people that do have this much belief and dedicate their whole life to prayer, almost a bit like Netero in Hunter x Hunter, where he just like punches for appreciation. I feel like this is almost something similar, as crazy as that sounds. Instead of punching for appreciation, she obviously prays. She praise, and I feel like she's gained some kind of power, or maybe like akin to like Netero, but in like a different way, perhaps. Like, this was crazy. That was crazy for her to affect this in a way that blast from Dragon didn't affect anyone. Like, that must take some kind of craziness, right? What the hell was that? What the hell was that? But yeah, thank you guys for watching. As I said, a few nitpicks in this episode for me personally, but let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section. Maybe it's again a case of, I mentioned this earlier, perhaps this looks just as good as the second and first season, but because we've been spoiled in that amount of time between seasons, this hasn't. This is stayed on that same level, but because we've had so much kind of great stuff come out, it maybe looks worse because the perception now, perhaps. Again, I'm not really sure what it is, but it definitely is noticeable that it did lack a little bit of impact. Like I said, with the sound effects sounded a lot more hard hitting than the kind of visuals kind of made out. But again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. As I said, overall great episode, so very much looking forward to next week. Have a good rest of your day.